Deutschland hatte Hitler und die Philippinen haben Rodrigo Duterte.
Are the lives of the people have been changed under the administration of President Duterte? The answer is no. Nothing has changed.
The important thing is they feed themselves, they feed their families.
So, if you have the money in the Philippines, we have a beautiful country, beautiful beaches, beautiful landscapes. But if you were born poor, the thing is that chances are you will die poor.
Life here in the Philippines is, quite difficult sometimes. So most Filipinos learn how to improvise, to make their lives better.
Dati, nagtitinda man ako ng daing, nagkaroon ako ng puhunan sa halo-halo, pero nalugi. Pero
in this busy road, here in Quezon City, Manila, Philippines, you can see a creek full of trash and eyesore surroundings.
In the slum area, you have to go through very small spaces that only your body can fit in, and there's mud, and it stinks because sometimes it's along the river banks, and the houses there are made out of wood or tarpaulins from the last elections or anything that they can patch so they can make a house. It's not really healthy for a child to live in, especially in those distressed area.
Und so leben die eben ganz dicht gedrängt da an diesen Flüssen. Sie haben kaum Zugang zu Gesundheitsdienstleistungen. Es gibt zwar öffentliche Krankenhäuser, die sind aber total überfüllt. Viele Kinder beenden auch gar nicht die weiterführende Schule, sondern müssen im Grunde schon in relativ jungem Alter zum Lebensunterhalt der Familie beitragen.
They are collecting garbages. They collect garbage now. For example, they're looking for metals, irons to sell it to the junk shops, and sometimes plastics, old newspapers. So to them, that's it. No more savings. The important thing is they feed themselves, they feed their families.
Seeing overcrowded, communities, overcrowded houses, people who are doing nothing, they're just standing, playing, drinking beer, drinking alcohol in broad daylight because there are no jobs for them.
This is just my opinion. Based on the interviews I've done years ago, selling illegal drugs is fast money. It's bigger money than they can earn if they work in a construction area or if they work as a maid for a Filipino family in Metro Manila. So it's fast money, it's big money, it's money that can fill in the stomachs of their family.
Dann gibt es Leute, die Drogen nehmen, weil ihr Leben so perspektivlos ist. Und dann gibt es natürlich auch diejenigen, die Drogen vertickern, weil das eine der Gelegenheiten ist, wie man ein bisschen Einkommen machen kann. Reich wird man dadurch nicht. Also die Armen sind nicht die großen Drogenbosse, sondern sind sozusagen nur Handlanger.
Well, drugs are everywhere in the Philippines, and they sell drugs there for very cheap price. So even those people in the slums, they can afford those drugs because they sell them for cheap.
Zum Beispiel die unglaublich anstrengenden Arbeitstage als Taxifahrer oder als Busfahrer durchhalten können, wenn sie Drogen nehmen. Also als Busfahrer habe ich häufig 18-Stunden-Schichten, als Taxifahrer 24 Stunden am Stück, dann schlafen sie ein bisschen und dann geht's weiter. Und das kann man im Grunde auch nur durchhalten, wenn man Drogen nimmt.
It's sad because, drugs kill our communities. Drugs destroy the future of our youth. And it's sad, really. Of course, if there is poverty, what's next? Crime. Or crimes with an S. Mostly the people who commit crime are the people who use drugs. So people are sick and tired of it. And they found new hope in President Duterte.
Gibt es sozusagen diese Vorstellung, da gibt es Drogenabhängige und dann gibt es Beschaffungskriminalität und irgendwie hängt das ja miteinander zusammen. Also so ein Unbehagen ist da. Die Frage ist, gelingt es jemand, das so zu wecken und so zu kanalisieren, dass Leute hinterher glauben, das Drogenproblem ist das größte Problem unserer Gesellschaft und wenn wir das gelöst haben, sind wir alle anderen Probleme los.
Because, Duterte knows that drugs is the #1 cause of crime here in the Philippines. Any crime, like, rape, robbery, it's because of drugs.
Die meisten Verbrechen passieren nicht und definitiv nicht vorwiegend aufgrund von Drogenabhängigkeit.
President Duterte keeps saying that he wants a drug-free Philippines. He said that he wants a clean Philippines. So that's his main goal, really.
My campaign against drugs will not stop until the last pusher and the last drug lord are...
Da hat er ja den unseligen Vergleich mit Hitler gezogen, hat gesagt, er bewundere Hitler, weil Hitler die Millionen Staatsfeinde, die er gehabt hat, eben vernichtet habe. Und Deutschland hatte Hitler und die Philippinen haben mich, Rodrigo Duterte, und ich würde sie gerne alle 3 Millionen Drogenabhängige schlachten. Also er sagte, I would like to slaughter them all. Rodrigo Duterte ist es in diesem Krieg blutig ernst.
My brother is a photojournalist, and you know what? His hands are full. Every night, he needs to go to this place, to that place, to those places, to take photos of the victims of the extrajudicial killings.
I take pictures of lots of events, not just crime. Mostly my assignment is sports. But when Duterte arrived, the biggest coverage for us now is the graveyard shift. That is when the killings happens at night. Usually starts at 9 p.m. and ends at 6 a.m.
I get to talk to colleagues working at the graveyard shift. Sometimes they cover as many as 14 or 15 summer killings a night. And I think that is traumatic. You smell the stink, and if you cover that every day, sometimes that stink of dead body becomes familiar to you. seeing too much dead bodies will really, really leave a mark, not only in your eyes, will leave a mark on your soul.
And that's what makes me sad, because I'm seeing those families, crying, yeah. And sometimes they can't believe it happened.
My half-sister saw it just a few blocks from where she lives. She saw it personally, that there were 3 guys who gunned down this man without talks, without any reasons. Those 3 guys just gunned him down, and she saw it.
Das heißt, sobald ich jemandem das Label Drogenabhängiger verpasst habe, habe ich sofort eine Akzeptanz in der Bevölkerung, habe ich eine Akzeptanz bei der Polizei, dass dieser Mord schon okay war.
Those people who did it put signs on them. Those signs say that I'm a drug pusher, I'm a drug addict, do not be like me. Those words.
Und dann werden die auch am Straßenrand liegen gelassen. Das ist so schon normal geworden.
Majority of the Filipinos do support him. They support him. Thousands of people have died already because of the so-called extrajudicial killings.
They want a president with action, that when he says something, he will do it immediately.
Zum anderen muss man aber auch leider feststellen, dass die Menschenrechtsidee nicht so besonders verwurzelt ist in den Philippinen, weil ich davon ausgehe, dass es mit diesen Tötungen schon seine Richtigkeit hat, und dann ist eben ein Mensch, der einem gefährlich werden könnte, ein potenzieller Verbrecher wieder mehr von der Erdoberfläche verschwunden. Das kann man doch nur begrüßen.
A few blocks away from my house, it happened that there's a birthday party, and one of the attendees is actually a drug pusher. His companions are actually innocent. But when the assassin go to that place and looking for the drug pusher, they all got killed.
The thing going on in the Philippines is that, let's say, someone hates me or someone envies me. He can go to the barangay, he can go to the police station and tell those police that, hey, this guy is a drug addict. So now the police will knock on my door. I am poor, I have no voice, I have no money. I'm an easy prey, I'm an easy target. So many of those victims of the so-called extrajudicial killings are innocent.
Der Präsident hat dazu schlicht und einfach ja auch gesagt, ja, das täte ihm leid, aber man befinde sich im Krieg, und jeder Krieg hat eben auch seine Kollateralschäden.
So, where do they go? Where do the police go? Where do the vigilantes go? To the slums, to the poor communities, because they are easy targets. So that's where they go. So it's frightening, really, especially if you are poor, because no one from the top values your life.
Ganz klar ist aber, egal wie der Weg geht, es gibt überhaupt gar keine Notwendigkeit, Veränderung so blutig durchzuführen, wie das im Moment passiert. Und wie ich schon gesagt habe, es führt ja auch zu nichts. Also weltweit haben Erfahrungen in diesem Krieg gegen Drogen gezeigt, dass die harte Hand keine Art und Weise ist, wie man das Drogenproblem lösen kann.
Ask the people. Are the lives of the people have been changed under the administration of President Duterte? The answer is no. Nothing has changed. Poor are still poor. Poor are still dying as poor. Nothing has changed, really.
So the children in the slum area will have the chance in life if these are some perceptions, in my opinion, if the parents get better livelihood, a decent job, and if these children can go to school and get a good education and be better than their parents.
Kalimitang ang mga palaboy, dinadaan-daanan lang. Pero nung may nag-post nito lang Setyembre ng litrato ng isang palaboy sa Southern Leyte, na itinago sa pangalang Rolly, napukaw ang interes ng maraming netizens.
Baka po kasi kapatid ko po yan. Tagal na pong nawawala yung papa namin simula nang pumalaot siya.
Kalimitang ang mga palaboy, dinadaan-daanan lang. Pero nung may nag-post nito lang Setyembre ng litrato ng isang palaboy sa Southern Leyte, na itinago sa pangalang Rolly, napukaw ang interes ng maraming netizens.
Baka po kasi kapatid ko po yan. Tagal na pong nawawala yung papa namin simula nang pumalaot siya.
The Ideal Good Samaritan Advocate Award is hereby awarded to Mark as acknowledgement of his dedication, effort and time to help his fellow men in this time of pandemic. As a social media influencer, he finds it essential to help those in need, setting it as one of the priorities, making him an epitome of the youth. The Alliance is one with him in this mission. Given this 30th day of May in the year of our Lord 2021 in Santa Cruz, Manila.
After all the evaluation made by our officers, directors and national young leaders in Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao, we have decided to choose you as one of the top 10 Ideal Good Samaritan Advocate 2021 awardees. Hence, you are considered as a good example in our generation, giving your best effort through your sincere and extraordinary way in addressing poverty, especially in this time of pandemic. You serve as a good image to us in helping the less fortunate without asking anything in return, and we believe in you as good influencer through social media.
Alam niyo, ang Pinoy, likas na madiskarte at maparaan. Pinagmamalaki nga natin yung the Filipino resilient spirit. Dahil kahit anumang sakuna ang dumating, itumba man tayo. Ay, naku, siguradong titindig pa rin. Gagawa tayo ng paraan to make the best out of any situation.
We're gonna start the big.
Tulad nitong pandemic, kahit naka-lockdown, nakakahanap pa rin tayo ng paraan para makalikom ng pera.
Another shirt up for grabs. Actually, this is my favorite.
Naisip kong magbenta ng aking mga pre-loved stuff for a cause. At mas may chance na marami ang tumulong kung ipa-auction ko ito.
So, trucker cap. 2 piraso trucker cap.
Kaya sa tulong ng ating mga gwapong celebrity friends, sinimulan ko ang Drew's Closet at nagpa-auction ng iba't ibang gamit.
Looks kind of vintage.
Yeah. Oh my God, the patina, brother.
Ito binibenta ko dito, baka gusto niyo.
Akin na yun, papi. Brother, thank you.
Ang proceeds ng online auction sa Drew's Closet, pinagtulong naman natin sa iba't ibang charities. Kahit naka-lockdown, pwede naman tayo makatulong sa iba. Tulad nila nitong sina John at Eric na sa kabila ng pagsubok ay dumidiskarte sa kani-kanilang mga paraan. Cebu City, ang tinaguriang Queen City of the South. Dahil sa maunlad nitong ekonomiya at magagandang tourist attraction. Dito rin namin nakita ang dalawang storya ng pagbangon ngayong pandemya. Sa lolo at lola niya lumaki si John de la Perez, tubong Cebu City. Sa kita mula sa pagtitinda ng banana Q nila, iniaasa ang kanilang pang-araw-araw na pangangailangan. Pero dahil sa pandemic, napilitang tumigil sa pagtitinda si lola At ang malala pa nito, si Lolo naman na stroke dahil wala na ibang maasahan sa kanilang pamilya, si John dumiskarte. Ang ginawa niya, nagbungkal ng lupa sa katabing sapa at ibinenta o binabarter ito online para sa mga plantitos o plantitas of Cebu.
Pag may babarter na or bibili yun, doon kukunin. Tapos minsan, pipick upin nila dito, minsan bubuhatin ni John doon sa may esquina.
Bukod sa lupa, gumagawa rin si John ng mga paso at nagbebenta ng halaman na galing din sa sapa.
Mahirapan din po. May sugat, may pamamaga, sakit-sakit sa katawan.
Ano sir, na may nag-chat sa kanya. Ano pa daw kailangan niya maliban sa sa laptop? Sir, kailangan ko ng chinilas kasi nadulas ako. Nag-ano siya sa na maulan. Yun, sinabi niya tapos natawa yung nag-chat siya. Maliit na bagay, bibigyan kita ng chinilas. So yun, pagka bukas nung pumunta talaga yung naka-chat niya, binigyan siya ng chinilas.
Nasa grade 10 na si John at namumroblema rin siya kung paano ipagpapatuloy ang pag-aaral online. Pero dahil nag-trending ang kanyang kasipagan online, ilang mabubuting tao na rin ang nagpaabot sa kanya ng tulong.
May nagmagandang loob na nagbigay ka dyan din ng laptop.
Ang diskarte ni John, siyang nagtatawid sa kanyang pamilya ngayon.
Happy lang po para sa aking pamilya po. Tutulong ako sa aking lola po.
Ipinanganak na walang braso at isang binti si Eric sa Camotes Island sa Cebu. Hindi man nakaiwas sa mga panunukso, hindi niya ito dinamdam.
Okay naman po yung paglaki ko. May maraming matukso, hindi po na may bully po. Kasi okay naman po.
Sa halip na magmukmok, tinuruan niya sarili na mag-drawing at magpinta.
Nakahiligan ko po yung pag-drawing kasi po doon ako nalilibang kahit kunti po. Kahit pa paano. Saka yun po yung hilig ko.
Ang hilig sa pagpipinta, bukod sa naging libangan, ito rin ang naging sandigan niya nang nagkasakit ang kanyang ama. Nitong Mayo, nagkasakit ng malubha ang kanyang ama sa bituka. At para makalikom ng pambayad sa ospital, naisipan niyang ibenta ang kanyang mga obra. Mula sa pagbebenta ng kanyang mga painting, nakalikom siya ng mahigit 10,000. Pero sa kasamaang palad, hindi na nakarecover mula sa sakit ang tatay ni Eric. Di kalaunan ay pumanaw rin.
Masaya na malungkot. Masaya dahil maraming nakakita ng mga obra ko at maraming na-inspire na kumpleto po. At nalungkot po kasi hindi po nasilayan ng papa ko yung mga gawa ko po.
Sa ngayon, patuloy siya magpipinta at ibinibenta niya ito online para makatulong sa kanilang mga gastusin at sa pinapangarap niyang maipagawa ang kanilang bahay. Ang pagpinta ni Eric, ang paghulma ng mga paso ni John, bukod sa nakakatulong sa panggastos, may naitutulong rin daw sa mental health, lalo na ngayong panahon ng pandemya.
Tatahimik yung buong mundo dahil nagko-concentrate ka lang mag-drawing, magpinta, you concentrate on now, and enjoy the moment now. Napaka-importante in times like this.
Hi everyone! Get your ballpen and paper right now so that we can start!
Isang artist na si Robert Alejandro sa mga gumagamit ng art para makatulong sa mga bata na makakope sa pandemic. Ginagawa niya ito sa pamamagitan ng pagbibigay ng libreng online lessons.
It can be very, very scary. Yung biglang nawala yung all this stability. Yung mga bata nasa bahay lang. So I thought my classes could give some sort of stability kasi nga parang regular class. So in a way, parang meron siyang routine. Importante yun.
Dahil kumikita na sa kanilang mga obra sina Eric at John, may payo sa kanila si Kuya Robert para lalo pa nila itong ma-develop.
The secret is when you give, you will receive. Give and you will be blessed 100-fold. Meron ng mga kumpanya na tumatawag sa akin na sabi, Kuya Robert, baka naman pwede kayong gumawa rin para sa amin. Ganyan. Aba, sabi ko, pwede palang pagkakitaan to. Pero nagsimula nga yun dun sa pagbibigay, being generous to others.
Hola, hola Cesar, ¿cómo estás?
Ang vlogger naman na si Mark, Kahit nasa mahigit 300,000 na ang subscribers, nagsimula rin daw siya sa maliit at natuto ring dumiskarte.
Naranasan naming maging hapos. Sa tanghalian at hapunan kumakain lang ako ng isang pirasong tinapay. Isang pirasong tinapay at tubig. Binigyan ako ng maliit na puhunan ng nanay ko. Nagtinda ako ng mga mani sa palengke. Nagbukas din kami ng maliit na tindahan, sari-sari store, kumbaga sa silong ng bahay namin. Yung kahit papano nakaraos naman sa ganong paraan.
Sa ngayon, makalipas ang maraming taon, ay may iba't ibang negosyo na si Mark at ibinabahagi niya ang kanyang mga blessings sa iba pa nating kababayan sa pamamagitan ng kanyang vlog.
Meron kang mga groceries na pwede mong itinda. Eto!
Ako po!
Mas natutuwa pa nga raw siya kung ang mga tulong na naibibigay nila ay mas napapalago.
Meron kami dala-dalang 3 sako ng bigas.
Ayan ate, wish come true na. Ito na po yung business na ibigay sa iyo. Maraming salamat po, sir.
Ate, meron ka ng timbangan.
Binigyan namin ng puhunan na ilang pirasong candies lang, chichirya. Aba ngayon, pagbalik namin, meron na silang mga soft drinks. Lumago yung paninda nila, yung tindahan nila, napalaki nila, nakapagpatayo sila ng konkreto, sementong tindahan. So, may mga successful stories din naman.
Sadya raw nakakatuwang tulungan ng mga taong tinutulungan ng kanilang mga sarili. Dumidiskarte sa kanilang mga paraan. Kaya naman may mga regalo si Kuya Robert at Mark kina Eric at John.
I want to tell Eric na sobrang bilib na bilib ako sa kanya na gumagawa siya ng art maski wala siyang kamay. And I want to encourage Eric to continue what he's doing because he's doing a terrific job already.
Kuya Robert, marami pong salamat sa ipinadala niyo pong art materials po. Malaking tulong na po ito sa akin kahit pa paano po. God bless you po at maraming salamat ulit. God bless you po.
Tanggapin mo ang aking maliit na tulong pang pinansyal para sa iyo at para sa pamilya mo.
Bayad na kami sa upa at makabili na kami ng gamot sa lolo tay ko. Malaking bagay na ito. Salamat. God bless.
Ang pagsubok sa buhay, darating at darating yan. Kaya importante, maging maparaan, madiskarte, tulungan ang sarili, at mag-isip ng solusyon para unti-unti ay makaakot.
Hi Sir Mark. Hi Ma'am Rialyn and Ma'am Paula. Salamat sa tulong na iyong binigay.
Magkatabang sa iyo sa upa. Makabayad na kami sa upa.
Makabayad na kami sa upa.
Asa mang kwarta?
At makabili na kami ng gamot sa lolo tay ko. Malaking bagay na ito. Salamat. God bless. God bless. Bye. Hi Sir Mark. Hi Ma'am Rialyn and Ma'am Paula. Salamat sa tulong na iyong binigay.
Magkatabang sa iyo sa upa. Makabayad na kami sa upa.
Makabayad na kami sa upa.
Asa mang kwarta?
At makabili na kami ng gamot sa lolo tay ko. Malaking bagay na ito. Salamat. God bless. God bless. Bye. Rialin and Ma'am Paula, salamat sa tulong na iyong binigay.
Makatabang sa iyo sa upa. Makabayad na kami sa upa.
Makabayad na kami sa upa.
Asa mang kwarta?
At makabili na kami ng gamot sa lolo tay ko. Malaking bagay na ito. Salamat. God bless. God bless.
Bye.
Makatulong sa pamilya.
Happy lang po para sa aking pamilya po. Tutulong ako sa aking lola po.
Diskarte is the key sa panahon ng pandemya.
Nakahiligan ko po yung pag-drawing. Binibenta ko po para sana po sa papa ko. Tapos namatay po siya, hindi po nakarecover.
Bilib na bilib ako sa kanya na gumagawa siya ng art maski wala siyang kamay.
Family Time sa New Normal, The Survival Guide. Biyernes, 8:30 p.m.
Mark said, quote, "Some clips of our films were featured on PTV4 for their Mother's Day special segment. The program is called Rise and Shine Philippines. It's funny because PTV4 is a government-run channel. I often criticize the national government, so I find it very odd." Unquote. Dear Mark, the People's Television Network Incorporated is the flagship television network of the Philippine government under the umbrella of the Presidential Communications Operations Office. PTV serves as a vital link for participative democracy and effective government information dissemination. One of its programs is Rise and Shine Philippines. It's a 1.5-hour news program featuring the latest occurrences in and out of the country, as well as fresh issues that affect the Filipinos. This program is live Monday to Friday from 6:30 a.m. to 8 a.m. In this regard, may we politely request for us to use short clips from your videos in your YouTube channel. We'll make sure that we will put proper credits. Your approval regarding this matter is a big help to make this broadcast possible. Hoping for your favorable response. Thank you and stay safe.
Mark said, quote, "I started working as a caregiver in Southern California in the early 2000s. I worked as a caregiver for almost 5 years before opening up my own employment agency. Being a caregiver taught me a lot of things. Being a caregiver taught me how to become more compassionate, more patient, and more understanding. I worked in nursing homes, board and care facilities, assisted living facilities, and hospitals. It was a memorable experience because I also took care of some big-time people such as Hollywood and TV celebrities, lawyers, politicians, some big-time businessmen, and even some World War II Holocaust survivors. Interacting with those people who I took care of taught me a lot of things that I still use up to this day. I am very proud to say that I was once a caregiver." Unquote.
Tonight on Life and Times. Hospice care is meant to comfort dying patients. So why do people wait until their final days to use it?
Here we all hug each other and we show our love. And in the hospital, it's just a business to them. It's a job.
And then, where can you go to see the world's greatest dramas performed by classically trained actors? Why, Glendale, of course, on the stage of A Noise Within. All that and more straight ahead on tonight's Life and Times.
Life and Times is made possible through the generous support of the L.K. Whittier Foundation, dedicated to improving the quality of life by supporting innovative endeavors in the fields of medicine, health, science, and education. And by a generous grant from Jim and Ann Rothenberg.
It can make the end of life more dignified, more comfortable, and more compassionate. So why do so few American families take advantage of hospice care? And why do they wait to the last minute to put a loved one in hospice? Well, it has to do with our doctors, our Medicare policies, and families themselves. Stephanie O'Neill met one family in the Valley that's making some big decisions.
For 94-year-old Marguerite Hirsch, the San Fernando Valley Assisted Living Facility is home. Hirsch, who is in poor health, moved here in November and plans never to leave for a hospital stay, no matter how ill she becomes.
You've been doing really good. You've really improved since the last time I saw you.
Yes.
Yeah, especially in your spirits.
Hirsch, who has a serious heart condition, is among the nearly 1 million terminally ill Americans who annually opt out of traditional medical care and are instead embracing the lesser-known option of hospice.
The goals of care are not for a cure in the physical sense. You don't have the hope of getting better, but you have the hope of having a good life.
Carol Reese is a hospice nurse for Vitas, one of the nation's oldest and largest hospice providers.
We try to diminish or minimize as much as we can the suffering that people endure and make the experience as positive as possible. But if you have decided that you would rather live a normal life without having to be poked and prodded and going into the doctor every day or on a machine for 3 hours a day or permanently, then we're here for you.
Those who choose hospice receive care from teams comprised of nurses who visit as needed, a doctor who oversees care, home health aides who assist in daily tasks like bathing, social workers who provide counseling, and clergy who offer spiritual guidance. Patients like Hirsch are provided basic care at their home, such as medication to ease suffering and pain, but they are not given life-prolonging procedures. However, Reese says the patient can decide at any time to go back to traditional medical care.
I would tell people, you turn over every rock. You have a right to rescind your hospice. There's nothing marrying you to this program. You can change your mind in an instant. And we will refer you back to your doctor and make sure everything is in place. If you come onto hospice and, you hear about something, you can change your mind and come back when you're ready, when you found out that either it worked, wonderful, or it didn't work, and welcome back.
Still, Reese says, many people fear the idea of hospice.
Is there a stigma associated with hospice?
A lot of times, the first thing that people feel uncomfortable with us coming is because here they come, that means I'm dying. Whereas you're living, you're still alive. We're here to help you live. And that is the hardest thing for the families to come to grips with, is to allow themselves to keep on living while they're still alive, and the patients. But it works out really well with the team that we have.
Let's face it, our culture doesn't have a very open and honest attitude towards dying. It's been a taboo subject. Families don't talk about it.
Nancy Griffin is West Coast editor of the American Association of Retired Persons magazine, which is working to improve the availability of hospice care in the United States.
With high technology and the orientation of doctors to always try to extend the lives of their patients, it's very hard for both patients and doctors and their families to find that point where Enough pain has been endured, enough attempts have been made to save the life, and to just say, okay, what we want to do now is to allow the patient to go home and enjoy comfortably the last days or months or weeks of the patient's life.
What's more, in order for a patient to qualify for hospice coverage, 2 doctors must declare they have 6 months or less to live, something many physicians are hesitant to do. That's in part why fewer than half the number of people who qualify for hospice care actually receive it. Instead, a majority of the terminally ill die in hospitals.
There are a number of factors for why it's not larger, which include physician training. Physicians are trained to cure patients rather than to administer palliative care and help them die in a comfortable way. It includes attitudes of families who think that hospice means giving up, and they don't want to let go and admit that the patient is going to die.
Moreover, many Americans remain unaware that both Medicare and most private insurance policies provide full coverage for the service. That was welcome news for Hirsch's daughter, Louise Karras. She says without the service, these last months of her mother's life would be far more difficult for everyone.
I would worry a lot more. I was always worried about her before. Now I know there's someone around that will take care of her. I can go on vacation for a couple days and not worry about her all the time.
So we're like her advocate. We come in, we do her blood pressure every week, we check her medications, we make sure that she's getting her needs met, not just her physical needs, but her emotional needs. Now, the last time I was here, you were wanting to be able to have more independence. Has that happened? Do they pretty much let you get up and walk around as you choose?
Oh, yes.
Okay. So are you happier now?
Yes.
Good. Excellent.
Dr. Paul Deal of West Hills says he learned nothing about end-of-life care in medical school. Trained as an internist, he spent the first half of his career working solely to cure patients of their ills. Today, he devotes a large portion of his practice to hospice care.
Did you get a chance to see Dr. Chow?
The ability to have someone, when they're in their last days, to be able to go home, to be what I call in their castle with their things around the people that hold them the dearest, and to be able to do that and support them through the team, I think is an absolute. You know, the idea of going to a hospital to spend your last days, I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, I myself, when I'm at that door, you know, I want to be taken care of just the way that these people are being taken care of through hospice.
Unlike Hirsch, many who qualify for hospice don't get it until they're on the verge of dying. And while hospice can still make them comfortable, patients benefit far more when they enter the program much earlier.
Well, I know I wouldn't get the care or the loving. That's what's important, is the loving. Here we all hug each other, and we show our love. And in the hospital, it's just a business to them. It's a job, you know, the care helpers, and it's once in a while they show a little compassion, but mostly I feel it's their job, and which is good too, but we all need that extra little hug. I love all you girls.
I know, we're lucky.
For Life and Times, I'm Stephanie O'Neill No.
Am I going to have to give you a tissue? No.
Horizon, I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines, and I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes, you snooze half the time while I move passing by, I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say, I don't push pause, no, I push play, I won't stop till I make a change, I withdraw on the things I make, I turn flaws into flawless traits, I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say,
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys. It sound right, boys. Sound right, boys.
Horizon, I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play.
Mark said, quote, "I bet you have no clue of how dangerous to become a journalist in the Philippines. For your information, the Philippines is the 5th deadliest and most dangerous country for journalists. I personally know this because I came from a family of journalists and writers. My mother was a writer and novelist in the 1980s. My father used to work for Manila Bulletin in the 1990s. My younger brother is a photojournalist. I myself took mass communication arts, major in broadcasting and films in the late 1990s. In the older uploaded films on this channel, I showed many photos that my brother took that went front page. A big number of journalists are being persecuted every year in the Philippines for reporting the truth. It takes steel of courage for someone to report the ugly truths that happen within the Philippine society, believe me, yes indeed. Unquote.
Nagsumiti kahapon, August 6, 2020, ng petisyon ang dating senador at human rights lawyer na si Rene Sagisag laban sa bagong anti-terror law. Si attorney/senator Sagisag ay isang batikan na human rights lawyer noong panahon ng diktadorya ni Marcos. Sa katunayan, malaki ang kanyang naitulong sa aking ama at ina upang makalaya sa kulungan.
Hindi nakakatawa na pag-ikinig. Ito na agad-agad ang ating judge today. Tricycle driver.
Hindi ba?
Siyempre bus.
Arkila po kami ng sasakyan.
Wow!
Nag-rent po.
Nang-arkila ka ng sasakyan. Kailangan. Malaki panalo mo rito. May
Kaya
bayad
nga
sa
po.
arkila.
Delikado tayo.
Tapos anong gagawin mo sa premyo mo?
Siyempre po, pang negosyo po.
Anong negosyo ito?
Kahit mga gulay-gulay po sa probinsya. Ganyan.
Perfect yan. Kailangan natin magtanim kayo ng mga sibuyas, ha?
Opo.
Good luck, Cesar!
Thank you po.
Ang jackpot prize na naghihintay sa'yo dito ay 100,000 pesos!
Friends! Sino ba ang kikilatisin ni Kuya Cesar?
Kuya Cesar!
Kilalanin mo na ang mga choices natin today.
Cesar, ngayon pa lang may 50,000 ka na. Panghawakan mo na yan. Magsimula ka na magtanim ng mga gulay-gulay.
Thank you.
Huwag kalimutan ng sibuyas.
Pambayad sa renta.
Protektahan mo yan, Cesar, dahil bawat maling sagot na ibibigay mo may kabawasan ng halaga. Meron 10,000, meron 20,000, kaya protect your money. Okay?
Pero pag bawat tamang sagot mo, may libre kang sunflower. Pipitasin mo sa damit ni Ana. Okay?
Gulay ang itatanim, hindi naman bulaklak. Ano ka ba? Cesar, pili ka ng dalawa. Ang unang mong sagot ang magiging final judgment mo. Bibigyan ka lang namin ng 10 segundo and that 10 seconds starts now!
B and C. B and C.
Si Acris at si Nelia. Acris, Nelia, take your pose, please.
Ano pinagbasehan mo?
Para kasi talaga silang merong talagang kakambal.
Merong kakambal at tingin mo talaga. Eh di, unahin na natin yung unang mong pinili sa letter B, si Acris. Friends!
Tama ba si Cesar na pinili ka? It's a round one.
Wow, galing.
Galing! 50,000 pesos ni Cesar.
Buo pa po.
Ay, naku. Hindi natin sure.
Hindi masabi. Thank you.
Swerte talaga siguro yung nagpapahaba ng buhok.
Correct. Mga pagugupit yan. Ikaw naman, Cesar, congratulations sa iyo. Meron ka pa rin 40,000 pesos. Kukuhanin mo yung pangako mo, na ikukuhulan mo yan sa pagtatanim ng mga gulay.
Thank you po. Maraming.
Sibuyas.
Maraming salamat po sa Bulaga. Thank you so much.
Congrats pa rin, Cesar, na mag-uwi ka ng 40,000 pesos! Maraming salamat sa mga